ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all know what it is. This is Big Tone. And, if you didn't get the ticker, you didn't get the information, I'm going to give it to you again. This is Orilla Radio. And this is my very first episode of Orilla Radio, episode Solo Dolo. What it do? What it do? Solo Dolo. This is Big Tone in the house. And I just want to say, man, I am overly excited. I'm ecstatic. And this has been in the making for some time now. I feel like I'm jumping this baby off the rails, and I'm going full speed ahead, getting the job done and doing it. What you can look for? Let's talk about that. What you can look for? You can look for me to push content that is very dope. This show is, I'm going to be talking about a lot of things, but mainly it's going to be focused on music and art, music and art. And today, starting off, I got a guest. Yeah, you say, hey, look, this is your first show. Big Tone, what's up? You got a guest on your first show. You damn right I got a guest on my first show. And I'm going to be honest with you. He's not going to be the last. And I'm going to tell you this about this guest. This guest is one of the dopest MCs in Detroit that do not get enough credit, And unfortunately, we don't know the rest of them MCs, but we know this MC. And he's going to be with us today. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be bringing out Aunt P. But if you know Aunt P, you know Aunt P. Maybe we could get into some of his music, get to know him, get to find out what he like, what he do on his off time, what he do on his in time. We're going to get there and we're going to figure that out. But right now, I want to talk about what else I got coming up. This week, absolutely nothing. What the fuck I got coming up? No, I'm going to stop that. Here's the deal. For all the people that know me from Mask Off, know that I always push content. And I'm always have something pumping out. And I might as well get to our guest because this is episode Solo Dolo. What it do? Whatupdoe? I'm going to bring in my man Aunt P from the west side of the D. Holla at your boy, Aunt P. What it do?
Yo, what's the word, my G?
What's up with you, my brother? What's up?
Man, same shit, different day, man. Just out here, just trying to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I was checking it out a lot of. Matter of fact, let's do this for
Okay.
everybody who do not know who Aunt P is. Aunt P, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Aunt P is not your everyday rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like I do the music. I also run a couple of podcasts. I do a lot, but my bread and butter is my music. I've been working on it. I've been working on my music for shit a long time now. I've been out here in the game for about maybe like over 10 years now. So I got my projects out there. I do this. You know what I'm saying? I go crazy with the music, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't usually talk like this, but I go crazy with the music. I know you know from hearing my stuff, man. It's been a long time coming for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So, let's talk content. So,
Yes, sir. Yes,
as
sir.
far as your content, what type of music do you put out, and how would you describe your vibe?
My vibe for my music really is just like I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to the money. I'm gonna get to the money. You know what I'm saying? Just get in my way. It's gonna be problems, but I also talk about like real shit that's going on. Like I'm very open, but I'm very open with my music too. Like I'll talk about my depression that I deal with. I talk about like the everyday thing. You falling out with people or they switch up on you. Stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna be that typical guy. I'm not that guy like I'm just the biggest dope man out there, or I'm just got this and I got this and that. And I'm pulling up in this and I'm pulling up in that. No, I'm just rap about like my life. You know
That's super
what I
dope.
experienced out here. Yeah, what
That's
I
super
experienced out
dope.
here.
That's super dope, man. I hear people say, I watch a lot of interviews and a lot of people talk about, yeah, I just want to give real stuff and let the people hear it. My question to you is, who's producing some of your stuff?
Right now, I got producing my stuff is my homie A Train. A Train like one of the like he was like the main producer on my last two albums, Bad Luck Bundy and Frank Castle. I work with my homie Yamo Tizzy. They both Fomatic. Then I got the Cloud Catchers, Honey Andretti, Illuminati G, Champ, my dog Stack. You know, I got them, and then I also get some production from DJ Limelights. So and I also got some people in LA I work with. My dog JL. I know him since like 2005. So we've been locked in. We've been locked in for a while now.
Are all these guys local?
JL is not local. JL stays in LA, but everybody else is local. Everybody else like Tizzy, Train, Stack, G, Hundred. They're all like local. They're all pretty local.
Okay, how do you say you mixed up with some LA producers? How did that end up happening?
Now I'm gonna tell you, like I met my dude JL. I've known him since 2005. I met him through a message board, which is I know people probably looking like what the hell? Like yeah, I met him through a message board, LFT.com. Met him through there. He was living in Cleveland at the time and everything. He's a dope ass producer. He's a musician in general. Like he played Carnegie Hall twice. He played for a band, he played for orchestra, all that. So me and him been locked in since then. Like he always sent me beats and everything. I helped him with some things too, and it just came together like that. We haven't been working together like that as of late because he's been busy. Like right now, he's been working with Young Blue. He's been out in Atlanta working with him. He's been Grammy nominated. He's been on the road, man. So he's been busy, but every time we link up, man, it's all love, no problems. We get the shit done.
What's some of your inspiration? Like who inspires you to? I know you say you're a study of the craft, and
Mhm.
you have influences. So what's some of those influences that inspire you to do your thing?
Um, one of my I would say like as far as a person, my biggest influence is the rapper Prodigy. Like Prodigy is like my top favorite rapper. You know, um, like my first album I bought was The Infamous by Mobb Deep, and I just remember his verse on the 41st side, the first track, and I was like, yeah, this that guy right there. He's one of my biggest influences. Sean Price is another one of my biggest influences. Because of his
What?
just yes, I
Get
love
out of
Sean Price.
here.
I love Sean Price, bro.
Yo,
Sean Price
a
is
lot of people don't even know who Sean Price is, but
man. Look,
I thought that tandem, him being Ruck and Rock,
yeah,
with Helter Skelter, I was one of the few people, when I was growing up, that was like, Helter Skelter is the true boot camp clique. But when boot camp clique came out, a
yeah.
lot of people refer to Down South boot camp clique with
Mm-hmm.
Mystical. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, not
they
them.
no. We talking about the people from New York, man.
Yeah, I'm
Like
talking about boot camp clique with
Boot Camp Creek,
Buckshot.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Buckshot
Buckshot,
Shorty. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So yeah, so wow, that's
Smith and
crazy,
Wesson,
bro.
yeah. Like I love Sean Price, bro. Like, cause I love Sean Price because he don't give a fuck. Like he gonna say whatever he's gonna say. Like this is the same man that had a song called "Broke His Nigga Alive." You know what I'm saying? I appreciate shit like that because you don't have a lot of rappers that will put themselves out there like that.
Yeah,
And not to mention the nigga can fucking rap. Like
yeah.
that shit was down to a science with
Also,
him.
rest in peace, Sean Price
Rest in
too.
peace. Rest in peace to him and rest in peace to Prodigy, man. Both
Yeah,
of them.
exactly.
Definitely.
Rest in peace to both of them, man. Like so far, you. This is why I bangs with you, bro, because you hitting two of the dopest MCs that I thought like was the truth. Like I think in getting back to Sean Price, I thought him and Rock that tandem together as Helter Skelter was one of the dopest tandems ever, bro. You know what I mean?
I got them up there with Mobb Deep, Outkast and all that. I got them up there on that echelon because when they did shit, like it was, what I'm saying? It was some fire ass shit. It was just
Yeah.
underground as fuck, but it was fire
Yeah, I put them. I want to put them up there with Outkast. Well,
though.
really, you know what? Let's just everybody that knows me from my other show. Shout out to Mask Off. Everybody knows that I'm a big fan of Andre 3000, but I'm not a fan of Big Boy. You know what I mean? At all.
Mm,
I just always
mm.
thought Big Boy can get the boot. You know what I mean? And
Oh man.
and we had a conversation on that show about how he sets the baseline
Right.
for the music. So I get it, but I always thought creatively you always going to look for Andre.
Andre
You know what I
3000.
mean?
Yeah,
Andre 3000 is always going to be the creative piece.
I'm gonna say this. I'm a Big Boy fan. I fuck
Oh,
with Big Boy. I fuck with Big Boy. I do fuck with Big Boy. You know what I'm
oh,
saying? But like Andre was that nigga though. Everybody looked for Andre. Everybody looked for that Andre verse. So I understand that. But Big Boy is my nigga. I fuck with Big Boy.
yeah, man. I just wasn't seeing it. I wasn't feeling it. I just felt like Andre could have been did like 4 or 5 albums solo by itself. But I know
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned depression. He suffers from depression, and
Yeah.
anxiety and all this stuff, And is it difficult? Speaking of that, is it difficult as being an artist and you kind of going through some mental health issues as well? Is it difficult to perform? Is it difficult to get a feel of who you are based off of that alone?
Yeah, that shit would take you out your zone completely. Like I've been battling depression for a while now. It'll take you out your zone. Like you'll be like you'll have that moment where you just have a lot of energy, like, yeah, I'm ready to do this shit. Let's go. And then all of a sudden, you just bring down and just you just don't feel like doing shit. You just want to sit on the couch and just watch TV all day,
Oh
or
wow.
just don't want to do anything. Like it's like that, and it's fucked up. Like, cause my first project I ever dropped was a project called Lone Wolf. I did that while I was in the middle of depression. It was the hardest shit I ever did. Like it was just incredible. It was tough. I didn't have no features on there. It was just me. So I just had to I forced myself through that shit. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Like creatives, I noticed like a lot of creatives they deal with this type of shit. They deal
Yeah.
with depression, like artists, like artists, producers, all of that. They deal with it and it's tough. So like 103,000, I sympathize with him for it because that he's been battling that shit. I
Yeah, and
sympathize with a lot of art. I sympathize with a lot of artists with that shit because I get it. I understand.
yeah, and we want what we want is being a fan of an artist. We want them to come out with so many dope records, and it's kind of selfish in a sense
Hmm.
that we only looking at what's going to fulfill our moment. You know what I'm saying? What's going to fulfill our what's going to fulfill us, period. You know what I mean? When we don't look at them in their human form, and we place these people on gods. And I want to kind of talk a little bit more about that. And I know a lot of people put a gentleman by the name of Kanye West out there
Hmm.
like that, and they look at him and everything that he has suffered from and the things that he's been going through. And he's just been, to me personally, I don't know if you've seen the Yeezus.
Oh,
And
I definitely watched that.
yeah, I
All
saw
three
all
episodes.
three, and it really put things in perspective for me as far as like mental health with artists too, because you clearly see, man, that he's been struggling since his mom passed, and dealing with a lot of shit. And that goes back to me saying how we put people on a certain level that they can't be human no more. And I think that along the line of that depression piece where you just can't be a person that even can grieve. Like this man
Yeah,
haven't even had that
it's
moment to grieve.
not because he's always in the public eye. But what I also noticed about him too was before his mom passed, he was battling that shit then
Yeah,
because he was getting fronted on so much. Like when he like the Rockefeller offices. You know what I'm saying? I seen that shit. I'm like, damn. And his mom kept him grounded. She always kept him like together, like, no,
yeah,
you're great, you're great, you're gonna do this and that. And then, when she passed, and especially the way she passed, it was a freak fucking accident, That was a freak accident. And she
yeah.
passed from
So
that and go ahead, my bad.
no, no, no. I was going to go ahead, go ahead.
No, it was a freak accident how she passed. It's just like it's hard to process things like that. I've lost friends to freak accidents, and I'm still trying to process that shit right now. Like years ago, I lost friends, and still trying to process that shit.
Yeah, I get you, man. And I'm watching this, and I don't know if you've seen all three of them. I saw all three of them.
Yeah, I saw all three of them. Definitely, I
And then
definitely
when
took
they get
time
to
out to
the
watch that.
third one, he's just so he's not even gone, but you could tell like his mental state is so everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That the people on the outside label this guy crazy, but I just say no. You know what? I love the title genius because it just, to me, I think his mental state helped him evolve to another level that is alien to us. And I could be
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but I feel like that's where he's at. And people who have experienced trauma and don't know how to cope with that trauma correctly go down that path of being in a space that's different from people that's considered to be normal. There's no normalcy, but people consider normal to be normalcy.
Yeah,
You catch
yeah.
what I'm saying?
No, I catch what you're saying, definitely, man, because I always say this, everybody path is different, you know. Everybody has their own solo path that they go down. And Kanye going down a path that a lot of us won't understand, you know. I know some of his things that he did, you know, wearing the MAGA hat, all that shit, you know. But to me, it was looking like he was trying to put something out there, but he wasn't kind of articulating it well. Like, but when I sit back and look at why he did that shit, I'm like, okay, I see why you did that. Like some of his
Yeah,
antics and everything, like you starting to see that shit. It's just like he's not really putting it out there well. He's not articulating it well, you know?
yeah, and I understood what he was saying. He was saying how when he said the comment about slavery is by choice, he
Yeah.
was saying how we are in a mental slavery and we choose to be mental slaves on our
Hmm.
own. You know what I mean? But people took it and ran with it and misconstrued what he was saying based upon the fact that they believe that he already out there. Like you watch this guy on stage with a mask on, crying, sobbing, looking and reaching for some type of support and guidance, somebody to hold. Man, I watched that stuff, man, and I've seen some of his concerts, and I'm like, that man, it's a blessing he's still here and ain't clicked out because he's just been going through so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's tough, man. Like, you know, when you just around a bunch of people that don't understand what you're dealing with, you know, and you're getting judged and all that shit. So I understand that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
because it's tough. It's some of the toughest shit it's some of the toughest shit you deal with. Like, damn, like, are you with me or are you against me? You know, I'll open up and tell you what's going on with me, and then you just go off and just tell somebody else about the shit and shit on me.
Yeah.
So I seen that, and I was just like, you know, because at first, because I ain't gonna lie to you, when he said that slavery was a choice, I'm like, oh, this nigga tripping, you know. But I had to sit back and really think about it and think about his antics and shit. It's just like he's not articulating it well. He's not putting it out there well. So a lot of people gonna look at this shit like, what the fuck are you talking about? But when you really put it out there and say what he say, it's like, okay, now I get it. And then you looking at what everything that's happening right now, you just like, hmm,
Yeah.
you know, like maybe he might have been on to something.
So let's flip it back to you, my brother, because this
Okay.
show, although this is episode solo Dolo, Whatupdoe is the very first episode of Overload Radio. We thank you for coming out, man. You know,
Well, I
I
appreciate I
wish
appreciate being
I
I
wish
appreciate being
I
the
had
first guest.
something. Let me do this. Can you hear that?
No, I can't hear it. No, I can't hear it for
That's crazy. That's crazy.
real.
What I need is an audio interface, really, so I can get my audio to come in and do it that way. But this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? With your permission, I know you got some work out there already. You know what I'm saying? You mind if I share the screen and show the people why I fucks with you? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, hell yeah. Go ahead, bro.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share this screen right quick, man. And we're gonna
Okay.
go into one of your one of your pieces. You know what I mean? So this is what we gonna do. So boom. Oh snap. Hold on. Listen, look, I'm a work in progress.
Right, it's the
But
first ever episode, man. It's the first ever episode, dog. We ain't
yeah,
gonna judge you off
I'm
of
a
this.
I'm a work in progress, progressively working here.
Oh yeah, there
So
we go. Shout out to my dog Crimp. Oh, live from underground. Yeah. You had a ball shooting that video too.
get this out the oh my bad.
Oh, yeah, oh, good. Yeah, we had a ball shoot. We had a ball shooting that one. we was at the Eastern Market area shooting that. Like this is around the pandemic when the pandemic hit too. Like we in the middle of that shit too, just shooting this video. Like we no social distance, nothing like that, man. We we were breaking all the goddamn rules, but that shit was fun though. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, first I had that Michael Jordan tequila at the first time and shit, man. Yeah, we had a ball doing that bitch, man. But my nigga Stack, shout out to my dog Stack though.
And it's a given that you do this.
Yeah, oh, always, man. It's a party type vibe, dog. It's a party type vibe, man. But
You mind if I let this whole thing roll?
go ahead, man. Let that shit roll, dog. Let that shit roll for sure. My nigga 100. Nigga 100 verses on this bitch was crazy too, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. That bitch was crazy. Yeah, I can't. Man, I'm just remembering that night too, man. That night was wild as a motherfucker. My nigga Haney, my nigga Stack Almighty. That shit crazy, dog. Nigga RT. That's my brother.
You said that's your brother?
Yeah, that's my older brother right there and shit. In that last little scene right there.
That's dope, bro. That's super dope, man.
I appreciate it, man. That was such an impromptu video too when we did that shit. Like we was just really trying to get that shit figured out for real.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, we got the little ads and shit too.
You know, I'm doing a lot over here. My bad, bro.
No, you good, man. It's your first episode, man. I'm not gonna hold this shit against you, man. I couldn't. It'd be some foul shit if I held that against you. But nah, that video, man, we did that impromptu as fuck. Like I called up Krim like, hey, you want to shoot a video? But I didn't know what song to shoot to. So Stack was like, let's shoot this shit to Live from the Underground. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. So we was trying to find a location. We had a hard time finding a location. So Krim was like, let's just shoot this in the Eastern Market area. We're gonna block the street off. Ain't nobody down here anyway, nigga. We in the middle of a fucking pandemic. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. So we blocked that shit off. Train bought his car, Titty bought his car, my brother bought his Hellcat. We all just parked them bitches right there. Bunch of liquor, hired some video models for it. Had all my niggas down there, and we just shot that bitch like we was having a party, like in the middle of the street, nothing going on. The pandemic, we just had that shit, and it was fun, man. It was fun.
That is super dope, man. That is super dope, man. I'm just geek because I know you. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I know somebody who did a video. You know what I mean? And I know a couple people. You know what I mean? But you know, I know people who make good music. You know what I mean? And you one of them, my brother. And
I appreciate that, man.
I'm pretty hyped on being a part of that, bro. Like, you know, whenever you got anything dropping right now?
Yeah, I got a video. I got a video coming out. This is probably gonna be the only video off the Frank Castle album. It's for track 2 on the album called Growth. I'm about to drop that really soon, and then we about to go into the promotion for this new album that I'm doing called Anti-Hero, and we about to drop this song called State of Mind. It's produced by Mo Tizzy. And I hit this nigga with an idea like, dog, you feel like you could flip this sample but trap it out. So something the idea, he's like, I can't fucking do it. Like this is a classic. I can't do this shit. But he came back to me later on that day, like, all right, I got you. Then he sent me the beat the next day, and I just can't because I have a little setup here in my crib. I just came to my crib and just like start doing that shit. And I sent it over there to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, this might be the one," because his wife told him like, "Oh, this is hard. Like this could be the one." So we end up finding a way, try to get with Asar. Shout out to Asar. That's my engineer. So we booked some time with him and we mixed that down, and the shit came out magical, dog. I'm confident in this one. Like I think this one's gonna be it. I think this is gonna be the one.
So I don't know if your lighting getting a little bit dark, but what I wanted to say is what's move over to the side a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So yep, there we go. So we doing everything on Solo Dolo first episode. we fixing lighting, we doing all of it. So
yeah, we doing what we can, man.
I was gonna say, what's your process? What's your process on how you make music?
Well, I don't write. I used to write, but I don't write anymore. So
what you on your Jay-Z?
Kind of, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna reveal all the secrets to that shit, but I don't write. And like I go off of like feeling. Like I'll send my producers the idea, like, what can you do with this? What can you do with that? You know what I'm saying? Then we'll punch it out like that. And then what ended up happening was I ended up having to get my own setup because when the pandemic hit, Asar shut the studio down. He's like, COVID. So I'm like, I get it. So I took one of my stimulus checks and I bought a bunch of equipment and shit. So I ended up getting like a brand new interface, another mic, chaotica eyeball, all that. And I just started recording at the crib, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it just started making things a lot easier for me because you gotta get to the studio, you got this certain amount of time, you gotta be in there and do this when you have your own shit, which is a cheat code. Like I tell like a lot of artists, like you should always have your own setup so you can get your so you can practice and get your shit together. Once you do that, you know what I'm saying, you can just come in and start dropping like shit that's flawless, So I have my setup, they send me the beats and everything, and I just go off of feeling, I don't have like a set thing. I don't think like, oh, I need a party track, I need a gangster track, I need this, I need that. No, I just go off of how I feel, and just put it together like that.
So my next question is, if you go off feeling, how are you able to perform your music then? You know what I mean?
I go off my feeling, I perform it like, when I rap, you know what I'm saying, I'm not Anthony Page, I'm Ant P. So I have to go into that character to get this out there,
Okay.
Which isn't a much difference. It's just Ant P is a nigga who rap. Anthony Page is just a nigga who lives his life, So I'll jump into that character and like just build my energy up. Like prime example, like actors, you know what I'm saying? Like, actors, they'll jump into that character and they'll do that. That's pretty much how I do it. And I just like, go off of my feeling and I'll just match my energy with that feeling,
That's super dope. That's super dope. I'm gonna try to see if I can get another song out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to see if I can get another song out. And then after that, we probably gonna close up and
okay.
And let me see something. Let me see. Let's go here. So I already did that one. Let's go here. Oh snap! What just happened? Hold up. That's not what I need. That's not what I need. That's not what I need. All right. Hold on. Let me move this down here.
I got you.
And we gonna play this track, man.
Oh, this is one of my favorite tracks I've done.
We're gonna play this track, man. And before I start, do you want to say anything about this track?
Yeah, this is we actually remade one of my favorite Prodigy tracks off the HNIC album, YBE with him and BG.
Okay.
So I was like, I kind of want to do that again because nobody has done it. That song's been out for like over 20 years. So I told Train and Tizzy, they both co-produced it. They go by the Mega Powers when they co-produce album tracks together and shit.
Okay.
So I was like, what y'all think about this? And they're like, all right, we can do that. And I'm like, who'd you want to put on there? I'm like, it got to be Hunted. Because me and Hunted can match that energy when we rap it on there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we both did 24s. We did a hook, and we just took off from there. And we did like the video. I was like, shit, we need to do this video a little differently. So I'm hollering my nigga RT, and then we had then he got at one of his peoples who had a mansion out there off of West Grand Boulevard over there in that area. He had a mansion out there and everything. So we shot it there. We had a bunch of liquor. We didn't get no video models this time. I was just like, nah, we don't need it for this one. We just don't. It's just our people.
Why?
You know
Why we always gotta have a bunch of liquor everywhere? I guess that's with the ambiance. I guess
just to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just the ambiance, man. Just to get people in the mood and all that. Because some people, you know what I'm saying, they'll probably be in there like little tense and everything. You being in front of a camera and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you kind of need something to mellow you out. Like, that was me at one point. Like, I just always needed liquor whenever I need to do this shit. But it got to a point now, like, I'm always in front of this shit. Like, I don't need this,
No doubt. So we gonna get into YBE featuring Hunted and Dreddy. This is MP. Let's kick it.
Yes, sir.
I gave a whole intro that time. I ain't getting no intro to the last one.
That was fire, man. That was fire, dog.
Courtesy of Crim.
Shout out to my nigga Crim.
Ugh. That beat is crazy.
Man.
Shout out to all the fellas on that joint. You know what I
mean? Man. Yeah, man. That was and like but the whole YB Young Black Entrepreneurs, I made sure everybody had, like, at the end of that, you specify everybody's business or what they do. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit. So I just wanted to make sure that was out there. But no, that was a fun one too, man. It was fun recording that track though, man. We both just went in, no pen, no pad. We just put that shit out there like that.
That's super dope, man. That's super dope, man.
You know what?
I fucks with you. I told my man's. Matter of fact, we ain't said how we know each other. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So the way I met this brother is through a podcast that him and my homie was co-hosting together. All things considered, all bullshit considered, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's how I met them. You know, shout out to my man Big Kurt. You know what I mean? Doing major things. You know what I'm saying? So shout
Definitely.
out to Kurt. He kind of linked us together, and like when he told me that he rapped, I was like, yeah, everybody rap, nigga. You know what I mean? So when I heard his stuff, I was like, this the same nigga that was sitting next to me? Okay. That's what's up. That's what's
I
up,
get
man.
that a lot, dog. Like, oh, you wrong. Okay, you just like one of them other niggas and shit. Until they hear my shit, they be like, oh,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm like,
tell
all right.
me, where can people find your music? Where can people go out and support you? This is your shout out moment. You know what I
All right,
mean?
I appreciate it, man. You can find my music on all digital streaming platforms: Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, the big three. Then you got the other ones like Deezer, Napster. I'm everywhere, man. All you got to do is just type in ANT space P with the period and P, and everything will pop up right there. You can follow me on Instagram at who is Ant P. You can find me on Twitter as I am Ant P. And shit really, man, about to get a lot of shit going, dog. I can tell you on here, man, just got the label deal with Empire. So Formatic is now under Empire right now. We have a label deal with them, so they looking out for us on that. So we about to drop a lot more music, a lot more videos, a lot more shit coming out, man.
Who's with Empire that we may know?
We got shit. No, rest in peace, King Vimes with Empire, Young Dolphins with Empire. It's just Babyface Ray's with Empire. A lot of people with Empire, man. Like, so if you hear that name Empire, man, just know like your favorite artist probably have a deal with them. I think Dirk was with Empire too, I believe. So
Okay. So you want to give a shout out to anybody else that you haven't shouted out yet?
Oh man, well you already know, man. Shout out to you first and foremost, man. You know what I'm saying? It feels it's amazing to be on your first episode, man. Like I said, I take that with pride. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you, my
I
brother.
appreciate you for that. I want to shout out Kurt Will. You know what I'm saying? He
Kurt
linked us together
Will.
for this. Shout him out for that as well. Shout out to my dog Asar. Isolation. He has this thing going with that. Shout out to the whole Cloud Catchers, man. My nigga Blackout, Stack Doe. Illuminati G, Hunter Andretti, Nike Mikey, Polo 2 times. Shout my young dog, shout out to Polo 2 times. All Cloud Catchers, man. Hunter Andretti, you know what I'm saying? Chat, all that. Shout out to Train and Tizzy, that's Fomatic. Shout out to my homegirl Brittany F. Shout out to my dog Chulu. And just shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to everybody who support me, man. For real.
No doubt, man. Once again, man, this is Orilla Radio.
Yes,
That's what we're
sir.
doing. I'm kicking it off the way it should be kicked off with real
Yes, sir.
content, real shit from the D. You know what I'm saying? And I may be having people from out of town. You just do not know what I got flowing unless you tune into the show. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, we're going to get ready to get up out of here. You know, this is my special guest, special brother, man.
Appreciate that, man. Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean?
Fomatic shit.
With that being said, you know who I am. I'm Big Tone. You know what I mean? 1 out of 4 with the mask off crew, but this is what I do, Orilla Radio. This episode solo Dolo. What up, though? And we up out of here. Orilla Radio. Peace out.